Hi, and welcome to a very special episode of It's Sybil. I'm Sybil Wilkes, and these two faces you may recognize, and the third we will come to know in just a moment. But I do want to reacquaint people with Cameron Riley and Quinn Townsend Riley. They are a part
Yeah.
of our Youngin' crew here on It's Sybil and the What You Need to Know newsletter. Of course, Quinn, as a social justice activist, and especially very strong in the area of LGBTQIA
Mhm.
subject matters, as well as Cameron, who is one of our political contributors. And so let's say hello to Cam, that we know on Tuesdays, and Quinn, that is a regular on Wednesdays. Hey, kids.
Hey, what's up?
Hello. Hi, Sybil. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Nice to see you, brother.
What's up, Quinn?
Let me just tell people a little bit. We are going to meet Shakira Bailey. And why
Yeah.
is Shakira here? This is a special episode. We wanted to do something for including not only these wonderful young people, Cam and Quinn, but also to talk about something that I think is near and dear to my heart. And I think through their writing, we've come to know that it is something that's important to them as well. We'll talk about the idea of heroes. What is a hero? Who is a hero in your mind, in your eyes? And so we are looking at hometown heroes and people that are close to us, perhaps for any particular reason, not necessarily related by blood, but we will find that as a part of this discussion as well, but also people that you admire that are doing really great things you want to bring attention to. And I don't think that we do that enough. In our community, I think that we do, but every opportunity we can to lift people up, to check in and check up on people and what they're doing, as well as to expose what they are doing to our public here on It's Sybil. We always take that opportunity. And what greater time than this holiday season to gift people with knowledge about what's going on in our world? And that's what we try to do. And so, Quinn, I am going to give you the floor here as you introduce your hero,
Mhm.
Shakira Bailey.
Yeah. So when I thought about hometown, I wanted to do a place that currently I am residing, even though I am from Chicago, but I'm in Macomb, getting my master's at Western Illinois University. So a hero defined to me as somebody that is brave, and literally just taking on fear, taking on criticism, and they continue to persist, not just like resist and like they're resilient, but they're continue to like take on and continue what they have to do. And Shakira is a young lady that I and consistently inspired by, and somebody that I feel is very remarkable in terms of her leadership on campus. I have the honor of being her organization advisor, the Black Student Association. So that's where we met. And she is a graduating senior, a major in political science. She keeps talking about how she wants to be the next, what's that girl from Scandal?
Olivia
Olivia
Pope.
Pope.
Olivia Pope.
Olivia,
I
that
was gonna
girl
say
from
Annalise
Scandal.
Keating, but I know she said Olivia Pope. And I think both. I think you would be Annalise Keating too. You said something about Supreme Court.
Oh, so how to
Um,
get away with murder and
right, and Scandal.
Scandal.
Could you imagine the legendary type of woman
Combo platter
combined?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in awe. This is somebody that when we think about, people like John Lewis and like Fred Hampton, a lot of these people started organizing, started doing work for social justice when they were, in school, like as college students. And so student activism is something like I'm really, really passionate about. And so Shakira, like being really young and like active and still maintaining GPA and doing all this stuff, I want to give her flowers, on live television and give her a chance to talk about the work that she's doing.
Thank
That's all
Well,
I got.
I
you.
think it's wonderful that we do have a young woman, another young woman in academia. You both will receive your degrees next spring.
Mhm.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. From Western Union University. Shakira, welcome to It's Sybil. We're great to have, we're very glad, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me and thank you for the kind words, Quinn. You're so sweet.
So let's hear a little bit about you, Shakira, because you have a number of things going on. You are a very busy young woman in your pursuit of the title as the next Olivia Pope and Annalise. So, Shakira, tell us some of the events that you're involved in. And Quinn, you tell us why you think that she is so deserving of the title of hometown hero.
Mhm.
Shakira, what do you think?
So as she mentioned, I am the president of the Black Student Association. I am a member of the National Association of Colored Women's Club as well. And with these positions, especially with the BSA presidential position, I have taken on the role to challenge my university to be more inclusive and to offer more of a safe haven for Black students. 2 years ago, our Black president, the first Black president we had at this university, was pushed out of office by our Board of Trustees members. I'm sure some of you may have seen it in the news. It was the one time we made news. And since then, we have protested. A year ago, we led a protest and gave the university a list of demands. And since then, I've worked with the administration to meet the list of demands, which requires more of bringing back our African American Studies department, hiring more Black faculty, supporting businesses that support Black students. So those types of things were things that we listed as a demand. And I've spoken at our Board of Trustees meetings. I am currently trying to get a board member removed because of comments that she's made, trying to discredit the experience that I've just explained to you that Black students here are facing. So yeah, like I sit in a lot of meetings and I speak up a lot about a lot of issues that Black students go through here.
Has this always been a part of your makeup to speak up and to take action in that way?
No. I found my voice in college. I've always kind of been pretty reserved. I didn't really talk much as a kid. Like I was more so of like whatever I was told to do, that's what I would do. And then I took an African American Studies course, and I don't know, like it just interests me a lot. And I was just like, wow, like we have so many incredible people, like just learning my history. And I was like, I gotta do my part as they did theirs. So
Well, I always wonder what prompts people. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? What is that aha moment for them? So I think, and this was at Western Illinois that you took the African American Studies class.
Yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. Kwyn, I want you to jump in here with questions for Shakira, but also Khameron. I'd like to hear your perspective and questions that you may have for Shakira as well.
Yeah. I guess my first question, Shakira, is what can a historically white institution like Western Illinois University do in order to make Black students feel more comfortable during this climate? What is it that you think Western can do to help Black students feel more acclimated?
That's a good question. I
Mm,
guess the
It's a
first
good thing to
thing
say to your advisor. Yeah.
the first thing I would obviously say that it is symbolic, but making a public statement is extremely important because then it's not just students see that, but everybody that looks up your institution or anything knows that you do stand with your students during this time. And then after that, I would definitely say implementing more classes that teach people about microaggressions and really, like how to have these difficult conversations and how we as a people can grow together. So I would say definitely like educating more and putting it out there, like address the things that have happened and talk about what they plan to do to resolve that and make us feel better, comfortable, but definitely like that acknowledgement first.
Mm. Yeah.
Did you find that it was a rough adjustment or a difficult adjustment for you going from high school to college, and then after you took this African American Studies class, that it prompted you to make it easier for those following behind you?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting transition because I'm a first generation college student. So I was the guinea pig for everything. I didn't know how to fill out FAFSA. I didn't know how to really do
Mm.
anything. So having that teacher, and I had my first Black teacher professor ever, and that taking on his like mentorship and stuff like that as he was like leading and guiding me, that was so important. And he impacted so many other students. So I just hope that I could do the same with just raising awareness and like giving us all a voice. So
Where'd you go to high school?
I went Zion Bend Township. It's in Zion, Illinois. It's over by Six Flags Gurnee. So
gotcha. Oh wow.
You always say that.
no one knows where Zion is.
Right. Unless they're looking at the Bible.
Okay.
Interesting. So I imagine it was an adjustment.
Mm-hmm.
What is it, Kwyn, that you saw in Shakira that developed this sense of admiration that you have for her and what she's doing? Was there a moment? Was there a I always like to point to Oprah Winfrey aha moments, and like, oh, this kid's got something. I don't mean to call you a kid, Shakira. You're a grown woman, but to me, you're a kid. Was there a moment?
I'm trying to think. There's so many moments with Shakira. I'm trying to go all the way back to last year.
Shakira, was there a moment where you felt that, like during the African American Studies class, was there a moment where you said, this is what I want to do. I'm stepping up and I'm representing, or, making a stand for people? Was there, I know the class did it prompted you, but was there a moment for you?
Yeah. So that year when I took it was the year that they actually took away the program. Completely. So now, it's like scattered classes and stuff like that. So it was that year, after knowing that I couldn't pursue more or learn more about my history, and that no other students had stood up or said anything about it. I was really more invested in okay, how did this happen? Why did we let this happen? Why didn't anyone say anything? And so that prompted me to be that person that began to ask those questions and to bring those concerns.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say my aha moment would definitely have to be when we were organizing the protests, and how naturally Shakira grabbed the microphone and was able to not just inspire students, with chants, or just lead them down the way, but I saw somebody that literally was able to embrace their courage and was able to just sprinkle it, amongst other students. And so I don't know. I see a little bit of myself in Shakira.
I was gonna add, that was my question. Yeah.
I see a little bit of myself in Shakira, and I'm in my master's science in higher ed, I want to ensure that she knows that because doing this type of work is exhausting. She's also a student. She also has, a car. She has bills, all this type of stuff. And so this is a thankless job. So I want to make sure that she knows that the work that she's doing is going to continue, to just be around. There's no way in 4 years somebody could completely uproot, a historical white institution, but also that somebody sees her and that people are inspired by her. Because, imposter syndrome has you thinking a lot of times that you're actually not doing anything, when literally a ripple takes a tiny pebble to actually, make a larger effect. And so, yeah, I like her.
Well, that if you get the Kwyn voice of approval, or
right, I hope so.
Cam, I see you shaking your head. Anything ring with you?
Yeah, I mean, for all the young activists out there, all of the young people who have seen the injustices, who can't look away, who have dedicated their life to this work, who are discovering that the work is exhausting and it's a constant battle. What do you, here on Sybil Show, we really like to advocate for wellness and mental health and spiritual health. Is there any advice that you can give to the young activists out there? Any caretaking and coping mechanisms that you can give to them to ensure that we're in it for the long haul?
And this question is for me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You're the guest here today.
I would definitely say that it's okay to take a break and to just relax and enjoy your time, as well as just being young. Kwyn drags me out of the house sometimes because I forget that, or it's okay to say no, or that you won't attend this and this, just take some time for yourself to rejuvenate. And I like to watch shows and movies, so I'll sit in my room and that'll be how I just relax, because I'm this is such a good show or something, and I'll feel better and I'll be okay, I can do XYZ now. So I would just definitely say whatever relaxes you, take that time for yourself sometimes.
So, so you're not caught up in a lot of social justice activities, or movies? What's your go-to relaxation TV show or movie?
So my favorite movie whenever I feel like uninspired or just defeated is definitely The Great Debaters. I
Oh,
just
one of my favorites. One
It's a
of
good
my
movie.
favorites. Yeah.
yeah, it's my favorite movie. So I'll put that on and I'll be like, okay, like Denzel has inspired me to get up.
He's done it again.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
is awesome. Quinn, as we wrap this up, anything you want to say to Shakira? I'm going to ask Shakira to give us her final words on this. But Quinn, as we do come to a close in this segment, would you like to just leave Shakira with a word?
Yeah, I just want to tell you to keep going and that I see you and that the whole campus is proud of you and that we are absolutely behind you and that you are supported on this campus. And I appreciate you taking the time, because I know you're busy, to actually just be on, this
And
little
she
live
actually has
show.
exams going on.
No, yeah, absolutely. So you can see in the background, it's straight study mode. So I appreciate you and know that I am always just a text message away. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Shakira, I'm fully inspired by you. I think that you are on the path to greatness, just as Quinn and Cam are too. You're following in good stead here. As people want to know more about you or want to follow you, how can they do that?
You can reach me by social media.
Mm-hmm.
All of my social medias say Shakira Bailey. They're my full name. You can contact me in that way. And that's the best way to reach me, from email to Twitter, whatever.
Okay.
And follow the BSA
Yes.
WIU Twitter page so you can sign the petition to get this white lady removed. Goodbye, Karen. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Is she really a Karen, or is she a Karen?
Oh my gosh, she's a Karen.
Okay.
The moment was really bad. In terms of gaslighting students, Shakira spoke to the board of trustees meeting and was going in full detail about how there hasn't been any progress made since the year of the protest. And the white lady said, actually, there has been, and you don't know what you're talking about. And I attended the protest, so I can say this, and I'm an ally, so I know what I'm talking about. And Shakira was just like, no, you're gaslighting. I said, yeah, you're gaslighting, you Polly Radish. She has to go. Goodbye, Polly. Goodbye, Polly.
Okay,
Goodbye, Polly.
I think we got that. And Polly, that is Quinn.
Absolutely.
Shakira, I'm very, very glad to meet you. I'm glad that we were able to make this connection. And will you stay in touch with us? We'd like to follow you. I will follow you on social media. But would like for you to come back and visit us and give us updates on your progress. Are you going to go to law school?
Yes, I am. I'm going to take a year off just to get some experience. And to be honest, I'm a little burnt out. So I want to be my best self for law school, because I definitely want to graduate top of my class. So I'm going to get it together. And then fall 23, I'll be heading to hopefully Howard, but we will see.
All right, the real HU. Okay, all right. Well, if I can be of any help, I am very good friends with an alum of Howard, not Kamala Harris, from Howard Law School, and if we can do anything to help you, I'd love to.
Definitely. Thank you for offering, and thank you guys for the opportunity to come here and just kind of tell my story. I appreciate you guys a lot.
Thank you, and good luck to you, Shakira. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you. Bye. Good luck. And happy holidays to you. That was really good, Quinn. That was really a lovely, lovely suggestion, and an inspiring one. So I thank you for that. I thank you for that. Now let us move to another hometown hero, and this hero strikes home with two of the three of us, and related to the two or three of us. As a matter of fact, this woman gave you both life. Cameron, let's bring your guest in.
All right. Ta-da!
Ta-da! Hi. Okay, so we have your mic is open. Cameron, would you like to do the honors?
Yes. So this is my mother, Crystal Townsend Ogundimu. For those of us who are watching from Chicago, my mother was a part of the first graduating class of Whitney Young. She was voted most sex appeal at Whitney Young. That still carries through.
Okay.
We
Well
see it. We
beyond.
see it in the two of you.
Yeah, to be pulling the men's. My mother is a songstress. She went on tour with my uncle, who is an acclaimed gospel artist all throughout the South, singing. My mom is the CEO of our family unit. Nothing, everything that happens goes through her, and she keeps it all in her head. The only reason why I'm here today is because of her love and her grace, and I am thankful to her and to God for every breath that I take.
Wow.
All of my creative gifts come from her. Every ounce of my intelligence comes from her. The way that I carry myself, the way that I approach relationships for the better comes from her. And so I am just so grateful for every year that I am still here, and every year that and every day that I get to wake up and tell her good morning and hug her and kiss her.
Oh my God. Okay, Crystal. I think we need to take a break here.
And we'll be right back.
Because somebody's cutting some onions here, and
Absolutely.
I don't know. Crystal, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, Sybil. Thank you guys so much. I just wanted to give kudos and just I just get so geeked and so excited when I hear young people. I just want to thank Shakara for the work that she's doing as well, because really that's what drives me. Trying to just see and give our young people encouragement, whether it be my own or someone else's. So that was a just wonderful story and a hard act to follow.
I don't think so. I think she had a great story. But I got to tell you, Crystal, you and I said this off the air, but just having worked with Kwyn and Cam just these few short months, my admiration for you has grown exponentially just through my contact with them and hearing stories about you and Michael Jordan and other people.
Oh, y'all told her that. Oh my God.
Yes, Karen did.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But you have done, I think about, the children being the reflection of the parents, and both my parents are deceased, but I think about this because, I really do things in order to to be able to gain entry into heaven. And if I do something to tick my mom off, I think she's going to send me back or a little further down. But I think that what you have done and the reflection that is shown in your children is truly, truly inspirational. So thank you for joining us. I see why that Cam has selected you as his hero. Cam, why don't you start with this and talk about some of the heroic moments or thoughts that you have about your mom?
Yeah. When you ask Kwyn, how do you define a hero? As a consumer of comic books, a hero always represents an ideal, something to strive toward. Batman represents fearless courage. Superman represents hope. The Flash represents always being there at the nick of time. And I feel like my mom embodies love and resilience. I keep going because I see her keep going, and she has taught me that when your reservoir is empty, you draw upon the strength of the Lord, and He will always fill your vessel and resupply, even when you can't go on much longer. So that's how she's a hero to me. There have been numerous moments in my life where my mom has bailed me out.
Literally from jail or anything, or just euphemistically speaking?
Thank God, no.
No.
Almost though.
Almost,
I'd love to hear that story, Crystal.
Yeah. there was a moment in my life where I was making some pretty silly choices, and you know how we always bring Damon on the show, and he talks about how he used to sling some flour here
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and there back in undergrad. I dabbled, and my life was taking a serious turn, and the universe has a way making sure that you course correct. Um, and there's a moment in my life where I took a complete shock to the system, and I felt like the bottom was going to fall out from under me. And if my mom didn't drive up if she didn't take that 5 hour drive to campus that same day, I would have ended up in a very bad
Actually,
situation.
the
Oh,
Yes, we'd like to
story
hear your
is,
side of your
I
story,
just
yeah.
want
Crystal.
to make sure I just have a I had to drive from Ohio.
Oh,
Remember, I was on campus taking care of something, a, a, a a crisis with on the Ohio campus with Quinn, and then I get this phone call, and he's in Iowa, so I had to drive 3 states to get to him. The magistrate called me, and I had to go get him. She said, "If you don't come and get him, then we're going to have to do what we're going to have to do." And I
Wow.
said, "I'll be there." And also, Cameron, I don't want to discount. Your father. My
Mm.
first husband was a very intelligent man. Well, let's just say smart man, very book read. Because to me, sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'm not throwing stones at all, but I define intelligence as when you're smart and you've learned things and you can apply them.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just sucking up information,
Yeah. Yeah.
and to some degree, there were those occasions, and to some degree, maybe there wasn't that application and that was suitable for me at that
Mm-hmm.
time. Okay, because I don't like to judge people. It might have been his thing, so be it. And but we eventually found out that we weren't good for each other,
Mm-hmm.
and things got really tough, really really tough, because divorce is hard.
Sure.
Divorce is very difficult for children. And it's difficult for the person that you love. You can still love that person, but you just can't make it work.
Yeah.
And luckily, um, not luckily, but by the grace of God, and I just keep saying that because I look back, Sybil, and I just really don't know. I just don't even know how it all came about, but they
Mm.
are they are very good people. And if
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for that alone. I can
Sure.
I can lay down right now and feel like I have been I've done what I was supposed to do, because
Right.
they're great, they're good people. And that's what I'm very much proud of. Even their
That's
accomplishments, but more so than anything else, they're good people.
that says a lot. That says a lot, both on your part as well as for them. Quinn, any thoughts that you would like to share with us about your mom, the hero or
Yeah.
superhero, for
Right.
Cameron?
Cameron's analogy with the comic books was just A1. I love that.
Mm.
But I did have a question. Mom, when you talk about like your proudest moments, what would you say is your proudest moment? That you feel as if like you recognize within yourself, like, wow, like I'm super proud that I actually accomplished that outside of, us.
Hmm.
Because you've
I
done a
really
lot.
I really think, yeah, but I don't I like the fact that I was very resourceful. I utilized a
that's
lot
true.
of the programs. You guys were in Merit Music. You guys did some dancing with Peggy Sutton over there at Mayfair
Peggy
Academy.
Sutton,
Yes,
yes.
Mayfair Academy.
Over was that
Uh
79th Street over
Yes,
there?
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
ma'am.
Hmm.
And my oldest, she was the first recipient for Tom Joyner's semester at sea scholarship. I
Mhm.
mean, I
Hmm.
just really, because I didn't have very much. The resources, financial resources, were not there, but I knew there were opportunities out there, and I just knew that if I can get them exposed to enough things, and I felt like I grew up with an eighth grade teacher always in my ear. An idle mind was a devil's workshop.
Mhm.
So we just kept busy. We kept busy. I was ripping and running like a chicken with my head cut off. And if I had to go back and do it over, I probably would cut out more time for myself, just so that it would be important for them to know that they need to do the same.
Mhm.
That's it, because I think that I just poured myself into them, but I didn't leave enough for myself. But I'm making up on that now,
That's
Ken,
awesome.
right?
That's awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
making up, yes.
So
Yeah,
let
my
me
mom.
borrow a question from Khameron, if I may,
Mhm.
because it was a great question, and it's something that we are endeavoring to pursue to a greater extent here in the What You Need to Know newsletter, and also on the streaming side. Um, w- when we talk about checking in and checking up on each other, what is it that you're doing for yourself, as you mentioned now, making up for lost time? How do you find rest? How do you find relaxation? What does that look like for you?
Not worrying,
Hmm.
giving a lot of it to God, trusting my training. Um, I think I need to really add two questions. The question that Quinn had also. I know that I have been a good uh, resource for you all as a mother when I see the things that you have overcome. And Quinn, you know what I'm talking about. I I don't know if you shared this with this audience yet. Okay, well, you know what I'm talking about. And Khameron, you know what I'm talking about. When you can overcome your own personal challenges and come out better than what you
Hmm.
were, I know that there's something there and something was done right. And I can, again, Sybil, I can rest that it's all good.
Hmm.
And as far as me taking care of myself, I try to go on trips now.
Oh, so where's the last best place you went? Where's the last fun
Oh,
place, the trip
we
that you
went
made?
to Clearwater, Florida. We were
Uh huh.
afraid to go any further, out of so we went to Clearwater and we're at they call it a resort, but it really wasn't the resort where everything was
Hmm.
inclusive. But it was just a time to get away, to get some sun and relax,
Right.
drink my Bloody Marias. I don't like Bloody Marys. I prefer tequila instead of
Okay.
vodka.
All right, Mama.
And just relax and get involved. Here lately, I just participated in my first circle keepers class. I took circle keeper training so that I can get more involved with restorative justice. Do some
Mm.
of the things that I want to do.
That's awesome. And you have an IT background, and so
Yeah.
you really spreading your wings in a number of different directions, aren't you?
Yeah, IT allows me to hide.
Ah, okay.
I can work on apps and work on other people's problems without having to really communicate with them, to them, or with them, which is why I really made sure that uh, my children, especially Quinn and Cameron, they were always in someone's oratory concept test because I didn't want them to be afraid to speak to large groups of people.
Hmm.
And a lot of the things that I felt I had challenges with, I wanted to give them some exposure so that they didn't have, those inhibitions like I did. So
And she also is a DJ and a fabulous
again,
singer.
hiding behind
And she can
that
do
a DJ you
hair.
can hide.
I never had to pay to get my hair done until I went to college.
I'm a
Like
good background person. I
she,
don't
she
mind singing background,
and she can cook. I don't care who your mama is, world. My mama make the best there ever was. I don't care who your mama is.
this
She
girl.
just said that. Period.
And so, what will the holidays look like for you guys in getting together?
Oh,
Oh yeah, on the 18th we're having our annual Christmas party at a bowling alley in
Nice.
Linwood. Yeah, and I call them the seven houses of Townsend. This is on my father's side. He had eight siblings. I'm sorry, the eight houses of Townsend. He has eight siblings. My grandmother and grandfather are no longer with us, but we like to try to keep the tradition. Of course, the last 2 years we were not able to do it, so it's very, very special. And we're just hoping to get together and have a good time. There's a bar for those who,
Like their
have.
tequila.
Partaking.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Cameron, give us one more question for your mom, and then I'm going to give you guys the last words about your mom.
Sure. mom.
And this could be about how she met Michael Jordan. We could remind people of that conversation that we had many weeks ago with Damon and Cameron, or something else.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't because I tell it a certain way. Why don't you why don't you tell it in your own way?
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, tell the truth and shame the devil. All right.
Amen.
Okay, so here it is, Cameron. I don't know what you told these guys, but anyway, you remember Bennigan's on Michigan Avenue,
Do
right?
I ever? Right there at the
Yes.
corner of Michigan. No, yeah.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. No.
Oh,
Anyway,
was this on Lower Wacker Drive? Was it that?
exactly.
Okay.
Yes, right. Mhm. Oh, okay. Touche, Sybil. I got that. It almost went over. No, it was front facing
Okay.
on yeah, Wacker was there, but it was front facing Michigan Avenue.
Right.
Okay. So a friend of mine, we went in I can't remember. I think to have dinner, or maybe we were going someplace afterwards, and then comes these couple of guys just really, really tall. I am not an I don't follow any sports.
You weren't a
Okay.
stalker even then?
No, I don't, to me, it was hard to have, I don't know. I just never have been. Of course, I was on the pep squad when I was in high school, so I like
So
going to the games,
yeah.
but I'm just not, just don't follow. So, but you could tell these guys were athletes because they were just really tall. And so my girlfriend, she had went to the ladies' room, and I was left at the table by myself. So here comes Michael. I didn't know it was Michael, and he sits across from me, and he says, "Hi, how you doing?" I said, "I'm fine. How are you?" He said, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." And the other guy next to him, and I really believe at this time it was another Barkley, last name Barkley.
Charles?
Charles Barkley. No? Is it Charles
He was a
Barkley?
big guy. Even
only
in
one
his
Barkley.
heyday, he was a big guy. Big head,
There's
big
only one
body.
Berkeley.
Okay. Anyway, see, I'm not good. And anyway, so he said, "Oh, you don't know who I am, do you?" And I'm like, "No." And he said,
Good looking
I'm
black man. That's
exactly, I'm cute. Okay, don't worry about yeah. So anyway, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I don't know who you are. I said, but I feel like you're somebody. He said, yeah, I'm Michael Jordan. I was like, oh, okay, nice to meet you. He said, so what do you have planned? And we were close to New Year's. Christmas had passed. We were close to New Year's. I said, I'm having a New Year's party. He said, well, do you mind if I come? And I'd like to get to know you more. I was like, sure. Okay, out comes my girlfriend. Michael Jordan.
Oh,
She just
gosh.
blows it. He just really didn't like all that attention she was bringing on to him. And he was like, okay, it was nice meeting you. And I said, yeah, okay.
Oh,
I just couldn't believe it. I thought about that for months on end. And then when I saw Juanita, I was like, oh wow, and I think our the first two oldest were the same age. So he was looking. He was definitely looking for
and I think Michael has a type because you do favor.
Don't say that, Sybil.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, she does.
Well, you don't look like his mama, and Juanita. I think you and Juanita did favor each other
at the time. Yes,
yeah,
at the time we looked a little bit alike, and I saw
the
that
coloring,
too.
especially, and I imagine the hair and things like that. Yeah,
but let's not go too far because who is he dating now? Another?
Well, he's married to a Hispanic woman. Yeah, and
yeah.
Well, she's the trophy wife, I guess. But
Okay.
but Juanita got the trophy too. She
Okay.
she got a nice look. But I'm sorry, Cameron. I don't want to make you feel any
it's
more
fine.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
it was
great story.
close. It seemed like we had a bit of a vibe going on. There was a
Mhm.
little bit more conversation, and she just came out and kind of blew it. He did get my number, but he never called.
Mm.
Mm.
He's my stepfather, so.
No, Stevie Wonder is. Remember?
Oh,
Oh,
Stevie Wonder.
now we have another
Oh,
one. Okay, we're
okay.
gonna have to have you back for another story,
Yeah, okay.
Crystal, on your your infamous past with and your not stalking, because that's not fair to say, but
Mm.
your encounters with the rich and famous. How about
Yeah,
that?
Yes.
Okay.
just that, just
Okay.
that.
And
Yeah.
and 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 Queen could have been Aisha. Who knows? So
Man, I'm saying the tethered lifestyle. Like, what a life
a
tether is
totally
this?
different life. But look at the great people you all turned out to be. How
Mm.
Absolutely.
how
No
great is that?
regrets.
How great is
Absolutely.
that?
There's some, but yeah.
You know what? There's always one in the family, isn't there, Crystal? There's always one in the family.
Let's be realistic. Okay.
One woman's reality is another woman's fantasy. I'm just
Okay.
saying. So thank you so much for joining us. Quinn, do you want to close this out with anything for your mom?
Yeah,
And this
I just
isn't in
want to.
place of a Christmas gift. Can I just say?
Oh, well,
We do
dang. Let me.
expect
Never
you.
mind.
I just
But
got
now,
my Christmas gift today. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
What'd you get for Christmas?
I got her a soundbar for her television.
Oh,
Now step up to that young lady.
Thank you.
I know.
Okay,
I was about to
okay.
give you this little thing of nuts right here. Mom always tells me to eat peanuts.
That would be fine. I'll
Look,
take it. I'll
no,
accept
Crystal,
it.
let me speak on your behalf. Step
Okay.
up. Do right by this woman here. My new friend Crystal. Do right by her.
Now, Mom, her Christmas gift every year that she says she wants is a clean house. So we're just gonna clean the house, try to make it work. I guess. But yes,
You heard that, right? This is on live. Okay, you heard that,
Mhm.
right?
I'm coming
Okay,
That's right.
Sybil,
home,
we'll
so we're
see.
gonna have to clean up. But yeah, Mom, just thank you for everything, and especially as a Black woman, thank you so much for giving me a outline and just grace as I have tried to figure myself out and pick myself up from my own pieces and just levels of tribulations and stuff. And I'm grateful that you just always shown this light of forgiveness and of mercy, but also a God that really does everything intentional. And so everything really does happen for a reason. And so I was grateful that you just allowed me to find my own way to that. And not shoving it really down my throat, if that makes sense. But yeah, and you could cook. You know what I'm saying? You're the best mom ever. Thank you for everything. And I love
Thank
you.
you. Thank you both. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Sybil.
Oh, Crystal, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us. I do want to leave you guys with Yogi's Jewel. We end
Yogi?
every cast with that. And today, Yolanda has shared with us, celebrate the life that you have while waiting on the life that you want. So we celebrate you, Crystal, today. And as the mom of two wonderful young people, we also celebrate Shakira. And thank you for bringing us to both of them, Cam and Quinn. And so we appreciate you. Have a wonderful holiday. And we look forward to hearing more stories from you, Crystal. Thank you so
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
Happy New Year to
You
you.
too.
And here's to more great stories. I'm gonna figure out what your brand of tequila is so we can keep those stories coming. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Great job, Cam and Quinn. Thank you for a wonderful year. We really appreciate you guys, and let's keep this going.